What's up, everybody? This is the Nerd Cave Newz, and this week, Nintendo comes out swinging. Dragon Age gives a deeper dive into combat, and Blue Point is apparently still making an original game. This is the Nerd Cave Newz, and I am one of your hosts, Zach Dykes, joined by the 1999 Macarena World Champion, Yugi 601. How's it going, right, man?
Proudly held, when I got it back when I was 1 year old, I knew I was a prodigy. So here we are. We made it, number one Macarena champ, and now we're Macarenaing into some game reviews and news.
Exactly. When the Macarena was written for the purpose of you winning the world championship.
Yes, specifically.
It was just like, what can you do?
What can you do?
It's like water was
no
made for fish.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? It's like what is a fish going to do? They're going to swim. They're going to swim, and that's what Yugi did with the Macarena back in the old year of our Lord 1999.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yep. While Dr. Disrespect was, getting the blockbuster game champions, I was working on the Macarena. He calls me and asks me, what do I think about the Macarena? And he gets the tips from me. It's very important.
100%. He's the two-time, you're the eternal Macarena champion. You know what I mean? I'm just saying,
infinite.
I would rather be the eternal than the two-time. I'm just saying.
That's it. No, but
I might be biased.
Hey, no big deal. No big deal.
I know the Macarena eternal champion. You know what I mean?
Right. No big deal.
No big deal. Yeah. Exactly. Legend status, says Amy. Yeah, legend status.
Outstanding.
This episode is brought to you by the Epic Game Store, where you can support us by using creator code NerdCave at checkout. Also, Coffee Brain Coffee and our wonderful patrons, but more about that later. It's time, guys. Let's get into the gaming discussion this week. First off, I gotta ask you. This is a section that we've done. I don't have the old title cards and that. What you been playing before we get into gaming discussion? What you been playing?
That's good question. So for some reason I was like looking at the backlog, and I was like, I just want to play something quick, nothing too crazy. And I know I've always put it on the back burner, and I finally decided to do it. This is an older game, not older in the sense that it's like ancient, but like that it's not a recent release. A game called RoboQuest. Have you heard of this?
Okay. I've wanted to play it because I know there's a 2-player co-op mode to it.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. So RoboQuest is like basically Borderlands roguelike.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So,
yeah,
that has that repetitive nature. You do runs, try to get the best run you can. And I've been loving it. It's great. You can definitely invest more time than you expect playing it, but the gameplay's solid, gun mechanics are solid, everything about it is solid. So I've been playing that like on and off. And then I was, for nostalgia reason, I decided to jump into Halo just to remember, because we were all talking about it. I think when we were all talking about Halo. I was like, you know what, let me get back into Halo, because you can't go wrong with that. So yeah, that's been the two. But yeah, RoboQuest, highly recommend.
My question is, which Halo? Have you been playing Infinite, or are you playing one of the older ones?
Oh, the older ones. Master Chief Collection all the way.
Okay, okay.
Now, I know Infinite gets slack, but I know they clean things up. So
Yeah. People that have been around the Nerd Cave for a while, I went through a Halo obsession where I played literally every week, multiple hours, even like created a team for a while.
Wow.
Yeah.
You weren't messing around.
I know I didn't play, man. I didn't play, and I loved it. And it's as time went on, it just they didn't keep it up. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I was hardcore, and everybody around me was hardcore. So, but yeah, Joe says I've been playing it God of War New Game Plus on God of War difficulty. Ooh,
Okay.
going hardcore up in there.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Now, my only question is, are you going to go after the Valkyrie Queen?
Or not to go.
For me, I haven't been playing anything. I've been dealing with some like hand issues. I've wanted to play, but it's just not been on my radar essentially. But I'm watching a lot of anime instead. So
okay.
I've been getting into a lot of good ones. We're going to be talking about that on Eat Sleep Anime
Nice.
here in the next week or so. And if y'all have not watched Kaiju number 8, it's still airing episodes right now in its first season. It is amazing. It is really, really good. I will just say, if you like kind of comedy meets action, it's got even some Cowboy Bebop feel to some of the music, to some of the like even the art design, like the backgrounds look painted. It's worth the time investment. That and Solo Leveling. Those are the two that I would suggest people just jump in head first. And they're not like, how a lot of anime gets kind of a little pervy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, to each his own tolerance. You know what I mean? Like these are
super clean.
Okay, that's not
like
bad.
It's just fighting.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, okay, we're just focused on the story. I'm here for that, So Kaiju number 8 and Solo Leveling. Windbreaker is also really good too, but we got games to talk about, Yugi. I can go on about anime forever. People know once I get on the anime, I'm talking about the animes, But
you're good.
Let's talk about some gaming. First up, BioWare redefines Dragon Age combat. And I have my thoughts about Dragon Age. I don't know if I'm fully committed to this, but Dragon Age the Veilguard shifts from strategy to real-time combat with a tactical pause and play wheel, which we've seen this before in the Dragon Age series, but I think they're taking it to another level. Players control every swing, block, dodge, and combo, ensuring an immersive experience. Regardless of class, all characters execute light and heavy attacks with the same controls, but abilities vary. Players can bookmark combos with dashes, parry attacks, and use charge move. Okay, that's kind of cool.
That is cool.
Companions have unique abilities and skill trees, enhancing strategic depth. Rook which is the character that you're going to be playing as, Rook can switch between weapon loadouts mid-combat for dynamic strategy. Focus on changing gameplay style rather than complex statistics, which that's kind of how the old games used to work. And companions act autonomously, creating a sense of real-time synergy in battles. Now, have you ever played any of the Dragon Age games?
I've dabbled, but not extensively. Like, just to see what it looked like, just to play it. I think it was Origins, if I remember correctly.
Okay. My first blush at Origins, I was not about. This was back in the day, way back in the day when it first came out. And I was like, okay, I'm not about this. And it also looked like dog water on the Xbox 360. Like it looked so bad. But then I went back about half a year later and tried it again. I'm like, okay. I was like, I'll give it a chance. And absolutely loved it. It was way more, you pick your moves. It was kind of like KOTOR in that sense. Dragon Age 2 was more real combat time or whatever. But I liked being able to pause the game, which I'm curious how deep this goes. Be able to pause the game and plan out like these crazy moves, like your whole party just like focusing on like one thing. I'm doing like a blizzard with my wizard, and I've got the assassin doing all this crazy stuff, and that was always fun to me to be able to strategically play it out. And I do like real combat. That was one thing that I like for the longest time. I didn't like RPGs because there wasn't real time, but now I think in my old man age, I'm like, yeah, like I'm like, you know what I mean? I just want to, I want to pause it. Yeah. It's a little bit slower, but have you seen any of the gameplay from this?
That I have not.
No, okay, so
not the new one. Yeah.
I'll show you some gameplay so you can see what some of this looks like.
This already looks like a different game.
Yeah, it looks like a whole different game. This is like the pausing and everything. But my biggest issue is that's the wrong one. There we go. This is us. It just doesn't look super exciting to me, you know, like and it might be because they're playing like a rogue class.
Yeah,
instead of you know, something that's more flashy with like spells or something like that. It's just, but everybody that's talking about the game, most people, most outlets are like, oh, the combat's really good. And I'm like, but it looks
just doesn't
boring.
Look that exciting. Yeah.
Yeah, it just looks boring. And I'm like, I love God of War, as everyone knows. I love God of War. And it's not the most flashy combat, but it feels like there's weight behind it. Yeah, it feels good. And this, I don't feel anything towards that. I don't know. It's just, it's one of those that's like, I need to play it to see if I really enjoy it, but like just seeing it isn't doing anything for me. And which is sad because I love Dragon Age. So
yeah, I could see what you're saying because it's giving a little bit of like, not I hate to do this. I don't want to do it a disservice, but I get what you're saying because it kind of looks like almost like Black Desert, like another MMO that's like action oriented, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I can see what you're saying. Like, you don't want to just be mindlessly pressing the square or, you know what I mean, square button or X button, and just like you're not even thinking about your strategy. You're just going through the motions. Yeah, you want to be able to at least have some sort of depth to it. So.
Yeah, and that's what I feel like we're getting to, is where it's just like, all right, I'm going to spam this. I'll hit, you know, my big move after, you know, right at the beginning of battle. And it's like, that's, I don't know. Like I'm kind of torn between it because I like depth in combat. If I'm going to be spending, you know, potentially 80 to 100 plus hours in this world, I want to enjoy the combat. And again, it might be the class that we're getting shown, you know. I think that might be some of it. Is it's just that, and clearly that's what BioWare is going towards. They don't want to be like Baldur's Gate 3. They don't want to be, you know, Dragon's Dogma looked way better in combat. I remember when we watched the last trailer before it released, like it was super cool looking, you know, hopping on top of the dragon and doing all this crazy stuff. And this, when I first saw it, I was like, okay. Like, it didn't push the needle for me.
Yeah.
But like the graphics and everything look great. Like this game looks beautiful, but I don't know. It might just be me and my old man ways.
No. I mean, I think at a certain point when you've played so many games, I think there's a certain level of like uniqueness that games need to have in order to stand out. You know what I mean? And this is you know, depending on, I never met like a hardcore Dragon Age fan, so maybe they would, you know, be able to speak better on this than we could. You know what I mean? Because again, like me only dabbling in Origins, it would like not be fair to speak on it. But like I said, this looks like something totally different. It's a unique spin. Maybe there's somebody out there that could appreciate this, but like you said, like when it comes to the way the combat looks, there's definitely, no offense, man, again, like there's definitely some better games to look forward to, like Phantom Blade. When you see that combat, that looks like, okay, this is something special. You know what I mean?
It looks, Phantom Blade looks amazing. I'm super stoked for that. And eventually we'll get a date for it.
Yeah, I can't wait. Like when you watch that gameplay, it's like, okay, that looks like something satisfying to play. So 100% what you're saying is valid. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm holding out hope. We're supposed to be getting the game this year.
Okay.
So we'll, only time will tell. Will I play it? More than likely, just because I enjoy the franchise and everything, but I'm looking forward to it. So this week also, guys, we had Summer Games Fest. We had Summer Games Fest, we had the Xbox Showcase, we had Day of the Devs, we had Devolver Digital, we had all of these things. And then Nintendo is like, all right, grandpa's coming in. And, he's like the
move
fun,
out the way.
He's the fun grandpa. He's been around the block for a while. And the Nintendo Direct straight up slapped. Like there was
I heard.
There was a lot of stuff that I didn't care for, a lot of JRPGs that just didn't excite me at all. But then there was a slew of games. I'm like, dang, it's just like one after another. And I want to talk about it later on, like who won the Summer Games Fest, the E3, if you will, of the year.
Yeah.
But we're going to go through some of the trailers. I did kind of a breakdown earlier in the week, but we're going to start with Luigi Mansion 2. It got a new trailer and it's coming out literally in 7 days. Are you a Luigi Mansion fan, Yugi?
I really appreciate like the aesthetics of it. Everyone who's played it raves about it. Bo told me that like this is his quote, not mine. He said it's the best animated Nintendo Switch game I've played. That's huge.
Wow.
So when he said that, I was like, all right, I'm locked in. Now, obviously, the way my bank account works, I can't just be buying because Nintendo games never on sale, bro. There's
no, you
gotta
no
sale, so
gotta go to that back alley and get the the knockoff version.
Yeah, literally.
While Luigi's double wide trailer too. So let's check out this new trailer for Luigi Mansion.
Ready for an adventure of ghoulish proportions? Summon your courage and explore multiple mansions filled with goofy ghosts, tricky traps, and other supernatural shenanigans. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD launches on Nintendo Switch June 27th. Pre-orders are available now on Nintendo eShop.
So does it do anything for you?
I didn't know it was a remake. I didn't. So I was like, it does look kind of, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, this was on the 3DS originally.
Okay.
So,
so the fact that everyone gets to play it, that's exciting. I mean, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's a good thing. Is this something that I'm gonna, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I gonna do what we did back in the days and go to the midnight release and wait in line for it? No.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's definitely it's cool. It's cool. I always appreciate it. Again, the aesthetic, the look, and the feel of it. But I would definitely rather play the official ported, like actual or not ported, the actual like game on Switch. But hey, man, more Luigi's Mansion for those who like it,
Yeah, I think you like Luigi Mansion 3 is the one that's definitely like way higher quality. Like it looks really good and everything. I remember I got a Nintendo 3DS and everything. I was really excited for it, a red one. And I got Luigi's Mansion 3 from GameFly. I rented it.
Wow.
If you remember GameFly, and I'm playing it, and it's like press the B button to do whatever. And I'm pressing it. I was like, this game is jank. And no, it was A. It was like, press the A button. I'm like, I'm pressing it. And I was like, it's not working. So at the beginning of the Nerd Cave, I went to Derek Diamond, another Derek that was on the show. And I was like, dude, this game won't work for me. I was like, something about the A button. And he was like, well, show me. And I'm like, I show him and I'm pressing the A button. I was pressing the B button because I'm used to Xbox, and he was like, Zach, the A button is over here, and I'm like, you're right. And then the game worked perfectly fine after that.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's one of those. It's like it.
I feel you, man. When I used to during the gold, one of the, what a lot of people argue is the golden era of PS2, Xbox, and GameCube. Dude, trying to go to that GameCube controller was foreign to me, man. That the way the big A button was, and then B was like real small, and the other two buttons were like weird, like banana shaped things. I don't know. Yeah, it was, dude. I could not. Yeah, when I tried to play GameCube, it was like I was speaking a different language. Yeah.
Same thing with the N64, like that weird controller, like in the middle joystick thing. I'm like, no.
What were they thinking?
No, son. So yeah, I like. You get used to like a certain language or whatever, controllers like Xbox and PlayStation, the controllers, it's 1-to-1. It's just
Pretty
different
much.
symbols. But then when you have letters on two different controllers and they're two different places, it's like, and it still boggles my mind. I'm like, okay, B, and then I'm like Xbox, and it's like, no, I'm playing Switch.
yeah. It's something about because it's something about the Japanese format. They like to put the buttons that like confirm a selection on the right side. We're used to pressing X in order to confirm something.
Yeah.
But when PlayStation first came out, I even had that problem with the first Metal Gear.
Yes.
If you wanted to confirm a selection, it had to be circle, not X. Yeah. And so it's like weird, Yeah.
And then like we're used to triangle backing out of things.
Yes.
And like it's like on the opposite. It's like, what is going on here? And like sometimes it's circle to back out, sometimes it's square. I'm just like, I don't know what you're doing, but I need you to stop. Stop the harassment.
Yeah, for real. Thank goodness it seems like everybody agrees now. Like, okay, the bottom button is confirmed.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't be that company to change it. You're gonna get exploded. We have the internet now.
That's why the Stadia didn't do well.
Yeah, right.
Not really. The Stadia was awful. Are you a fan of Among Us?
Yeah. Not like super, like some people like cultish, but I think the game's great. Yeah.
Well, Derek is a huge fan, and if I didn't show Among Us, you'd be doing a disservice. Yeah, he would hit me. So we've already had to file many HR claims on him, but Among Us has shown off a new crewmate and imposter roles, and they are out now. So let's check them out.
Yeah, that's really cool, man. Man, they must have made so much money off this game. It's not even funny.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So it alerts them. That's very interesting.
Ninja roll? Tracker.
Okay, tracker.
Turn invisible.
Oh, that's going to be so nice.
Yeah.
For that person.
Yeah.
Because I already had like the shapeshifter.
Yeah. That's funny. Dang. Fried him. It's cool, man. Yeah, you know what? I love that because I feel like the modding community, there's no way that they didn't have some sort of influence on this. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, these Among Us mods go insane. They have so many crazy roles. So the fact that the dev company is responding to those, so cool. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And showing that they are continuing to support their game, add things to it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
you know, we got the big map, which I wish they would have had the larger like airship map when like it was like super popular, because it's
Yeah.
hard to play when there's only like a few people playing and everything. But it's crazy how like the game did come out way before the pandemic, but it wasn't until the pandemic that it actually blew up. Which is
correct.
Which is cool to see that a game like that can bring people together, and something that they announced at the Summer Games Fest, and Joe's brings it up. It's cool how they're supporting other game creators. So they're called Inner Sloth, but now they're doing this project called Outer Sloth, where they're finding indie devs and they're supporting them and giving them knowledge and finances to be able to publish their game. So they're kind of like opening up a publishing branch of themselves. So I think that is super, super cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. Yeah, no, they're doing the right thing. They're doing the right moves, and I'm super happy that the folks that still play it, if you're out there, you know what I mean? Or like the guy said, you know, on community game nights when you're playing with viewers, hey man, there you go. Now you got more ways to play.
Yeah. We all know if I get to be the imposter, it's everybody died. Everybody died. Everybody died. Yeah, Murdoch says, right, I haven't played in a while. Yeah, I don't even remember the last time we played Among Us. I know it's probably been at least 6 to 7 months since we've done it. So it's been a while. But Derek loves it. Derek absolutely loves it. And I don't know why, but he does.
Yeah, because there's a lot of psychological aspects. So I'm sure like if you're really good at the mind games, I get it. Probably no way you couldn't fall in love with the game. Yeah.
Dan, like one of our community members, Dan, he is probably the best imposter, because like you won't even think that it's him. I've caught on to his game now, but man, he's good. He's good because he
gotta watch out for Dan.
I'm over here just like, oh, why is everyone dying? We got a new Mario and Luigi game as well, which I was very surprised to see this at the Direct. Yeah, I give myself away all the time as imposter.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm guilty. Yeah, I can't. I couldn't be a criminal for the life of me in real life.
No, I couldn't either.
Yeah.
But Mario and Luigi Brothership is coming out November 7th, and it looks really, really cool. And we're going to jump into this awesome trailer. Got to be careful of those bees. You got to have your net out. Got to Animal Crossing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, this makes perfect sense. Yep. Man, I like the classic look of it right there.
Yeah.
Oh, this is. Is it an RPG or?
No, but it looks in a way like RPG.
Like 3D, 2D type of deal, maybe?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
And it's like you've got a ship. That's the brother ship part of it.
Of course. That's cool, man.
Yeah, but it does have like the health down there like an RPG.
Yeah. Okay, I'm okay with that though.
Yeah, I am too. Like
That's
it would
cool.
be dope to play like 2-player, like the combos.
Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Of course. That's funny.
What's a game without Bowser? You know what I mean?
Yeah, staple. Look at that. like a little teamwork.
Mm-hmm. It's
It's
soccer
really neat.
days. But yeah, that's the ship that you sell across the ocean blue in 1492.
The brothership. I'm not gonna lie, that actually sold me. That's really cool.
Yeah, like I
That's really
was
cool.
I was surprised. I know you play a lot more Mario than I do.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
to have a successful Mario game, what do you feel like it takes?
It's got to be unique. Yeah. That's what I was waiting for. I was like, okay, like what's good? What are they gonna do with this one? And I saw it. Another RPG. It's Mario and Luigi working together as a team, so that's always
Mhm.
nice to see. The concept's cool. It looks like they're mixing all types of gameplay,
Yeah.
and then it's an RPG. So I'm down. A Mario RPG, I'm always down for. They seem to always nail that. So, now I'm curious if it's always just going to be like the whole game is just you and Luigi party of two, and that's it. And
Yeah.
how can they like mix up the gameplay? Because that's the cool thing about like especially party-based RPGs. You always have someone new that introduces a new element, So
Mhm.
how are they going to do that with these two? Like what are going to be the specials or features that you could do
Yeah,
to keep
because
things fresh,
usually it's like Luigi can jump higher than Mario. That's kind of like the staple and everything. But yeah, like I like the combo moves, the things that you get to do together. So I'm down for this. Like I think
Yeah.
this
Oh,
will
yeah. Oh,
be.
yeah.
I hope that you're able to play online co-op as well, just because you know let's say me and you wanted to sit down and play this. Like,
Yeah,
I
man.
hope that there's an online feature for it.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. That'd be really, really cool.
Yeah. So I this one's probably one of my favorite of the shows. There's a few, but this one is definitely one of my favorite.
Absolutely.
Got a few comments in here.
Mhm.
So Murdoch, it's kind of a combo. It's like cell shaded, like Dragon Ball Z games back in the day. Even Sparking Zero looks that way, but I'm not sure if it's going to be one player and then Luigi is an AI.
Yeah, it didn't seem that way.
Yeah. So I'm not going to let Bo in. No, it's not allowed. It's not allowed. There
I
we
know
go.
the answers.
He knows the answers. All
Oh,
right.
I know he knows. I know he knows.
So I don't know the answers, but in previous games in the Mario and Luigi series, you play as both. You play as both Mario and Luigi. So when you're in a battle, you control both characters because it's turn-based. Okay.
Okay.
But then when you're traveling around, you have to swap between which two you want. And the way they do the traversal is that sometimes Luigi has to lead and sometimes Mario has to lead.
Ah.
So it's very different from even Paper Mario. It's a very different kind of game. And you will gradually gain new abilities throughout the game. And you
Okay.
have to use them in tandem with one another to access certain areas. And in some ways it's almost like a Metroidvania. Not really, but there are places you can't access until you have certain abilities.
Okay.
Yeah, it looked
So
really cool.
it's a really cool game. I do hope that there's co-op, but I do wonder with what I've played of the series in the past, I do question how you would do that because some of the moves that you gain where you have to work together, the timing would have to be just right for two people to play. And yeah, online, you would have to have no lag. So
Yeah.
it's
Not going to happen
usually
on a Switch console.
it's
No lag. Yeah, right.
Splatoon doesn't have lag, but most of the time you get some lag. Yeah. Anyway, I'm excited for this one. I think it looks absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
As soon as it showed up right there at the beginning, I was like, Mario and Luigi? This can't be because they shut down Alpha Dream, that used to make those games,
Yeah.
and they've been shut down for years. So they haven't said something on my mic. They haven't said who's doing this game, but so I don't know who's doing it since Alpha Dream's not doing it, but it looks good. I mean, what we've seen of it looks great. So I can't wait. And it's a little congested, I feel like, because we got Super Mario RPG, Thousand Year Door, and now this all within a year, and they're all Mario RPG style games. but they are also all very different RPG style games.
Yeah.
And so hopefully by the fall, you'll be hungry for one again, and it'll sell well, because it is a little weird too that they're putting it out at the end of the Switch life cycle. I hope it does well, because I would love to see the series continue. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Amy has a question, and now that Bo's here, I'll toss it to both of y'all. Top 3 Mario games. Yugi,
That's a
why don't
really
you
good
go
question.
ahead?
Yeah, that's a really, really good question. Okay. I'll put for 3, I would put the first ever Mario on Game Boy, just for nostalgia's sake, and also when I just can't forget the moment I saw that game. I was in a barbershop getting a haircut, and I get off the chair and I see this older man. He's got the Game Boy, and it was huge, right? It looks like a calculator.
Yeah.
And I just happened to glance over, and he, it was different times, man. So he's just like, yeah, come sit next to me, and he's like playing it, and I just couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, you know what I mean? And something happened to my brain, and I was like, I'm gonna love this forever. You know what I mean? Like, this is so awesome. I can never forget it. There's no way.
Super Mario Land, is that what it was? I'm trying to remember what the title was.
Yeah, I can't remember the title. That's the thing. But it was, the old like grayscale kind of looking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No color. So yeah, it was one of those. But one. It was. He showed me like the level was Mario 1-1. Is that so? That's what it was called, Mario Land. Okay, cool. I remember the music still. Like stuff like that. It was just My second would definitely be just like Mario RPGs in general. I just love Mario RPGs. Like, I think the concept is amazing, and they should continue it as much as they possibly can, because I think they have so much meat there to work with. And then in terms of my favorite Mario game like ever, like number 1, honestly, Galaxy. Galaxy just that game stole my heart. The music, I'm telling you, it's got the complete package. So Galaxy would be my favorite Mario game for sure, easily. Yeah,
I like it. Bo, what about you?
It's really hard to pick. I've played most of them, almost all of them. So top 3 is really difficult. I mean, Galaxy's amazing. Galaxy 2 is amazing. Odyssey was incredible. They're all incredible. I think I have to boil it down to the ones that I've replayed the most times in order to pick 3. But I would probably have to go with I guess one that surprised me the most that I loved was the original Paper Mario. I didn't get to play it until it was re-released on the Wii in the Wii shop. And so I played it there for the first time, and it just like really blew me away. And then I guess for number 2, I would say Super Mario 64. I've replayed that one so many times. And I remember the first time I saw that game, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but it blew me away too. And then my number 1 favorite is Super Mario Brothers 3 on the original NES. Just what they were able to accomplish and how they were able to progress the series through the life cycle of that console. And you got in that third one was just the level design. Like as a kid, I couldn't appreciate it very much, other than I knew I liked it. But as an adult playing through it, I'm like, man, they put love and attention and detail into every single level, and they're all different.
Yeah.
Through all 8 worlds, and they get progressively harder and harder. Like the way they were able to ramp up the difficulty through 8 different worlds, and through in each world too, from level 1 to level 8 or whatever the last level in the world is, to the castle, I guess I should say, is just incredible. Like it's brilliant. And most people have never played worlds 6 and 7, because most people skipped that and went to the end. Worlds 6 and 7 should not be skipped. They are some of the most brilliant level designs on an 8-bit console that have ever been created. Maybe just top level design ever. And most people have never seen them, but they're difficult, but they're fair. And it's just so good. It's impressive what they were able to do and the way they thought outside the box and used the limitations of the system, but to its fullest potential. And so it's a masterpiece in my opinion. It's number one.
Awesome. Y'all bringing some fire. I'm over here like I've played Mario games. All right. I'm, the NES, I played the first one, but it was more of just like a fun little toy, essentially. N64, I played it a little bit at Walmart when you used to have to like break your neck to like look at the screen.
That's where I saw it for the first time, was at Walmart.
There you go. There you go. And then my favorite, because I've played it all the way through myself, I played it all the way through with Amy, is Mario Odyssey. Like that game is like, that is my favorite Mario game just because of the time and dedication that I put to it. The worlds were so interesting. I wouldn't even call it a gimmick. I would call it like a core game mechanic, just because it's not just like something super simple, but Cappy like really changed the game for me.
Yeah.
And like just being able to, I'm going to take over a bill and, or I'm going to take over a Goomba or a frog or whatever it is. Like it just made the game so interesting. And then them taking it where you can play 2-player and one person plays Mario, one person plays Cappy. Like it was just so good. And the music is great. And then going back and trying to get all the stars and the moons in this one, and the costumes, just amazing. So I haven't played as many of y'all, but Odyssey is definitely my number one. I know Amy's wanted me to play Galaxy.
My wife is not much of a gamer, but she and I played Odyssey together as well.
Okay.
And we really enjoyed it. Had a great time. It's an incredible game.
Boom. Joe says me and the wife really want that game. So y'all get it. Y'all have some fun with it.
Yeah, for real.
Murdoch's got a biggin. Is there ever going to be a death of Mario games? I mean, they keep creating different storylines, but what is next for the series? Like 20 years from now?
Look, as long as the original creators are still working on the game, there is no telling. You will never be able to predict where this game's going to go, where this franchise is going to go. They are constantly creating something new, but familiar, but new at the same time. And I don't know how they've done it, because it's been 40 years pretty much since it started.
So do you think once like Miyamoto is like out of the picture, retired or whatever it may be, which I don't think he's going to retire, I think he enjoys it too much.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to change?
Plus, he doesn't age.
Yeah, he's a vampire. Like, do you think that would be the death knell? I personally don't think so, because it is the flagship Nintendo icon.
I sure hope not. I sure hope that somebody in today's entertainment industry, it's hard for me to hope this, but I would sure hope that someone who loves the lore and the franchise as much as Miyamoto would come in and take it over, and not someone who has whatever to push and ruin it. But someone who really cares for what he established and the foundations that he laid. I would hope that they would come in and take over and continue its greatness, but who knows?
Yeah. Yugi, you got anything you want to add to that?
I would say, I mean, no. Hey, whatever, everything he says, perfect. Nothing to add. Yeah, very good.
My thought is, like, I think it's straight on with that. Like, you look at Zelda, and Zelda has had people come on to its projects, and you like Miyamoto is not involved in all of these like hands-on, because there's way too many projects over at Nintendo that are dealing with, Mario at the least, but also Zelda, because he had his hands in that. So I think, they also have, like, in Japan, the whole tradition of honor and carrying things forward. I think that is really cultivated, unlike over in America where, yeah, we do have mascots, but not everything stands the test of time. McDonald's is like Ronald McDonald's about the only mascot that's, you know, Superman as well, but like not a lot of things go for a very long time after the original creator is gone out of the picture.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. That makes sense. Yeah.
Mickey Mouse's and Mario's are really rare.
Yeah.
They're very
true,
rare.
true.
Yeah.
But,
just like our friendship.
Oh, yeah. Gonna make me cry.
That's my job. I try to make people cry on the show, either out of love or fear. I don't know which one comes first. Let's move to Donkey Kong Country. I was not like, I feel like this whole thing was, I wasn't expecting that. Like, I was expecting Metroid Prime, and that was really about it. But Donkey Kong Country Returns HD is coming to the Switch on January 16th of 2025. And I'm excited for this. It's been a while since we've gotten a Donkey Kong game. So let's check her out.
All right. What we think everyone's neighbor sounds like.
Yes.
Barreling onto Nintendo Switch in HD. The villainous Tiki Tak tribe has hypnotized the local wildlife and stolen Donkey Kong's precious banana hoard.
Stealing the bananas. He's worked too hard for them.
We can't stand for this.
Pound them and roll on through. Each level is filled with hijinks, but they're no match for these top bananas. From manic minecarts.
And
flying rocket barrels.
whoever this guy is that does the voiceover for these, whoever they hired, man, he's you keep paying him good, man. He does a good job.
Keep him eating.
Yeah, for real.
Controller to a buddy for 2-player local co-op.
Oh, look at that. That looks nice.
The appealing levels are in store, including
80 levels
from the Nintendo
Yeah, that's insane.
3DS version.
Oh, from the 3DS too. Okay.
Donkey Kong Country Returns HD swings onto the Nintendo Switch system January 16th.
There we go.
That's pretty good.
So, it's great that we got a release date. Love seeing that. Love hearing that they're keeping the local co-op as well. There's not enough games to have that.
Yeah.
I played this on the Wii again with my wife. Like I can count on one hand how many games we played together. This is one of them, and we 100%ed it together because she grew up playing Donkey Kong Country, the original one.
Yeah.
And so I bought it for her and still have it to this day. Have you played Tropical Freeze, which was the sequel to this, by any chance, or seen it?
I've seen it, but I haven't played it.
So it was on Wii U and was in HD, and they ported that a couple years ago to Switch, and made it look a little better, run a little better. It is one of the best platformers I've ever played. I would say it's like a 9.5. It's a 9.5. This is a 9.4. This game is incredible. It is severely underrated. Retro Studios made this game, who made the Metroid Prime series, and it is absolutely phenomenal. And it did have a 3DS version. They ported it to the 3DS from the Wii, and I guess added some extra levels that I've never played. So that makes it a little bit tempting for me to buy again, but also I still own it. Like I still have the disc and I still have the ability to play it. So I'm not sure if I want to double dip or not.
Then you can have it on the Switch on the go, and you and your wife can reconnect again over this game. And then the kids can play as well. Just saying,
kids.
I'm over here shilling for a corporation, but
for real. What have you become? What happens to the Nerd Cave?
My son was literally playing Wii Sports this morning. We still have the Wii hooked up to the TV, so he can play this game anytime he wants to.
Yeah, but can he
'Cause-
play basketball that was added to Switch Sports?
I don't have Switch Sports actually yet. He doesn't know about it, and I'm going to keep it that way for as long as I can.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay,
But it's a great game. So if you're interested in it at all, you should definitely try it, get it, and play it. They didn't say a price. I'm hoping it's not 60. I'm hoping it's like 40.
yeah.
But if it's 40, man, or on sale for less than that, I would totally recommend picking that one up. It's great.
See, I'm glad the Nintendo people are here tonight because my Nintendo is like NES, and then the few Nintendo games that I've played that are Pokemon, and then a few Mario games here and there, and my failed attempts at playing Breath of the Wild. But at least we don't have Derek the Hater on tonight because he'd be hating on Tears of the Kingdom. Next up, we got Mario Party that is going to be coming October 17th. This is another.
Wait. The boss battles in that game are awesome too. The boss designs are really cool. That's it. I just wanted to throw out that part. It's really good. It's really good.
Hey, you gotta have good bosses, or it ain't a good game.
You do. For real. It's true.
Mario Party October 17th, and wow, again, like I said, every time it's like I didn't expect this. Did y'all expect this?
No. This whole thing was one just like, okay, all right, like how are they doing this right now? How did they have this good of a direct at this late in the game of the Switch's life? The whole thing.
They don't slow down.
Yeah, and it looks fantastic. So let's take a gander at Mario Party Jamboree.
The latest game in the Mario Party series takes place on an enormous island resort. Get ready to jump into the
I want to go to the Goomba volcano.
Games yet in Super Mario Party Jamboree.
Sacrifice somebody.
Some of the new boards where you'll compete to collect the most stars.
It's not that kind of game.
We'll make it that game.
Rainbow Galleria. Use in-game coins to get a star at half price when they're on flash sale.
Oh, that's cool.
Ride around and stay on track in Roll'em Raceway.
So a very slow Mario Kart.
The ebb and flow of the tide can change your path. And things really get mixed up when the volcano blows its top.
Golden Goombas.
Boards, 2 boards from previous Mario Party games make their return. Some mini games are action-packed challenges, speed trials, a battle of wits, and more. And some are controlled by gently shaking or tilting your Joy-Con controllers.
As long as there's no drift.
With over 110
Yeah.
games, there's a
I know some people are not going to be happy about that.
Also, up to 20 players can go head-to-head online in the Coupathlon mode.
What in the world?
Against your
I don't know.
Aim for first place. Try your best to come out on top.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Wait, there are even more new modes? The biggest Mario Party yet will soon be underway when the Super Mario Party Jamboree game launches on the Nintendo Switch system October 17th.
Again,
another date.
Another date. Like
and not that far away.
Yeah.
Like, this is so different from everybody else, right? Because it's
everybody's like, we're not putting dates on anything. We're not promising anything.
Yeah, and you might as well just go ahead and be like, this game's not coming out for 3 years when they announce it. When they first announce it, because you're not going to see it. You might not see it again for a long time. But man, another date and just like 4 months away. It's like, okay, yeah, let's go.
Thanks. Yeah,
and 110 mini games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's so many mini games.
Yeah.
To keep the variety up, and you got the 20-player online mode. Man, I mean, like, they said it's the biggest Mario Party ever, and that's true. I'm glad that they went away from the numbering of the series, and it looks like they're just going to be naming them now. I think Jamboree is a really cool name. I don't know. There's a lot there for Mario. I'm not the biggest Mario Party fan, but if you are, man, this looks like the ultimate Mario Party game
It
for
does.
you to get and play.
Yeah.
Whether you have people to play with in your house or you just want to play online, either way, there's so much here to love. I feel like it's going to be well worth the $60 or however much it is.
Yeah, 100%.
A lot of content.
Yeah, I was waiting for the, you know what I mean. What's going to make this one different? The online that really surprised me.
20 against
players.
20 people, yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, that is crazy. Yeah, and how that works, how that ties in, that's really cool.
It's kind of got some like Fall Guys vibes.
Yeah,
some of the little games with the 20 people and everything.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I could see that.
Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, I think, them taking a look and seeing, okay, these have been the popular games in the last few years. What can we do? Like, again, Among Us was huge. Fall Guys was huge. Like, it's like we've got to get that online component in our games. Like, we do have it in Smash. We do have it in Mario Kart. We need to bring that to Mario Party.
And it's the right franchise to do that with. I mean, it really is.
It is.
And while I was comparing a second ago to other people in the industry with the release date. This is the third Mario Party game we've gotten this generation on Switch.
Wow.
Oh,
in the
that's
series.
true. Yeah.
And you don't see that anymore with franchise games.
No.
You don't see that many releases, and it's the third one. And also a lot of times what they will do, and this is one reason why we got the second one, it was a lot of remastered levels and games from other previous Mario parties. But this one looks like it's pretty much all new except for those two boards that are from previous games. Which I'm totally fine with. I mean, it's like Mario Kart bringing back classic tracks, and remastering them, which I think a lot of people enjoy.
Yeah.
But it said 5 new boards, and one of the criticisms of the last 2 games on the Switch have been that there just weren't enough boards. And so I think that 7 boards is a good number. And I've always wondered why they don't do more boards as DLC.
Yeah,
because you could easily do that, but they've never done that. So I do wonder if maybe they will this time around, but who knows?
Yeah, because they've done character DLC for Smash. They've done
the track DLC for Mario Kart.
Yeah, I think that would they're leaving money on the table at this point if they don't do it with Jamboree, and that might have been their plan. It's like, okay, we'll make remasters of these, and then we'll have like this big one that's going to come out and make Bo your CEO, Nintendo. Get rid of Doug Bowser. Yeah, he's got a cool name. That's your villain name. But Bo knows gaming.
They're right. Right.
Doug Bowser is the most awkward man on camera I've ever seen in my life.
Have you seen Mark Zuckerberg on camera?
Well, I think Reggie Fils-Aimé was so good on camera.
Yes.
And then you move from him to Doug Bowser, and it's like night and day. And that just makes me feel bad for old Doug.
Yeah, but he does have a pretty dope name.
He does. How did they even? Did he get hired because of his name? Like, how did that even work? They had to go out and find somebody. Like that. That couldn't have possibly happened on accident.
No.
I don't know. Murdoch said, "Aren't Nintendo servers not that good?" Oh yeah, they're atrocious.
Janky,
I'm not a server expert, but my understanding is that there are they have 2 different sets of servers or 2 different protocols for servers, and one of them is trash and the other one's not bad. And they need to use the not bad one for this game.
Yeah. I I wish because yes, they have the whole new N64 games that they're putting on the service, which we're not covering tonight, but it's like Turok's going on there, Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark.
I know, I could just hear Bo just screaming
I was
in my
screaming,
ear, just
yes.
like, when that came up.
No, it looks good. Yeah, it looks good.
And it has multiplayer on it for both of.
Oh, wow.
Was it both of those or just Perfect Dark?
It's just Perfect Dark.
Okay.
But yeah.
So like having that in there, I hope that the infrastructure for Nintendo Online gets better, especially with the next console generation coming out, because that's how people play is online at this point. Like, I'm not driving over to Yuki's house to play,
Right.
He hasn't invited me, but I'm not driving over to Yuki's house to play.
No, it's true. It's true. It's not like how it used to be where it was all local. Pretty much almost every game had some sort of, local 2-player, deal. Now it's like, it's almost just extremely optional because of the multiplayer aspect. And
that's how Perfect Dark was, back in the day. And it was so ahead of its time. Can I just say a couple of things real quick about Perfect Dark?
Please.
It's so good. I love that the original game, if you had the expansion pack, which was basically just adding RAM to your N64, if you had that, they had a high-res texture box that you could check in the options to up the textures in the game. And it had a widescreen mode, which who even had a widescreen TV back then? But if you wanted that like widescreen cinematic look, it had that built in there. And so they added both of those looked like they were in that trailer. So they just like automatically have those things applied because everyone has a widescreen TV now, and we have higher resolution TVs. So I was really glad to see that. And then the other thing one of the many things that they were ahead of their time is they had, in terms of multiplayer modes, they had a cooperative mode for the campaign, which I had never seen before in a game like that. But they also had a thing that I don't know that I've ever seen since. It was a counter operative mode where one person played as Joanna Dark and a second player would play as the soldiers and enemies in the level. And if you died, you would spawn into a different one. So you were trying to stop your friend from completing the level.
That's cool.
That's next level.
Yeah, isn't that so awesome? And so I don't know for sure, but I'm hoping that they implemented that into the online play as well, because that's such a cool feature that I've never seen anywhere else. And I don't know why, because how fun would that be?
Yeah.
Or how fun is that to like battle it out that way through the campaign of the game? But you're like basically Agent Smith jumping into other skins as
the
you
only
play.
game I can think of that did something similar to that, wasn't it Doom Eternal did something like that? You can like invade people. I think that's the only time I've ever heard that though. But that's ancient. That's an old game to have that concept, that's really cool, man. Yeah.
They had a lot of next level ideas in that game.
For real. Or everyone knows this one. Dark Souls games, they have the invasion mechanic. Yeah, but that's it. Like I can't think of many games that actually do that, especially at that time. That's insane. Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I totally would be down to try to stop Bo.
Right,
Perfect Dark. He's like, bring it. He's like, bring it. Like you can
make him rage on stream.
Yeah. Good luck, guys. I'm undefeated. So
cracking his neck over there. He's like,
he said, right, dude. You know who you're talking to?
Oh my Lord.
That's fine.
Nate says, got to get them old school LANs going. Talking about like LAN parties, man, that would be awesome. I miss LAN parties. I know, like, people with Quake and all of that used to play that, but Halo, oh
my goodness,
Halo LAN parties, that was
peak.
I was in college when Halo 1 and Halo 2 were out and big, and somebody at some point on our floor discovered that our dormitory was on a LAN, and you could register your Xbox as a computer, but you had to fill out a form. But if you did that, then suddenly you were all on a LAN together. And so we would all prop our, it's just all guys floor, right? And so we'd all plop our doors open and play these huge Halo matches over the
Oh,
dorm
that's
land.
Awesome.
And you would just hear people screaming bloody murder, all like echoing through the hallways of the dormitory. They would get so mad. The things that I
Yep.
heard. Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, like we make fun of Falcon for being the youngin, but when Bo's like, yeah, Halo 1 was big when I was in college, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Grandpa, I know we get
Yeah.
a little late here, so we
Yeah. It came out when I was in high school, but Halo 2 came out my sophomore year. So Halo 1 we still played
Wow.
my freshman year. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
I
awesome.
was like, see, Halo 2 came out when I was like in 11th grade. So
Yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like
Good
2004,
times.
four, I guess. Maybe 5. I can't remember if it came out in the fall or the spring.
Which one?
Halo 2.
Let's see.
I think it came out in the fall. I think it was 2004.
2004. Halo 3 came out when I was in 11th grade, 12th grade. So, yeah, Halo 4 came out in 2004, and Halo 3 came out in 2007. Murdoch's like, don't feel bad, Bo. I'm old too.
Thank you, Snake Murdoch. I appreciate that.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? Yeah, lines have been drawn, and he is talking a big game, so we'll have to take him down a peg. We'll have to take him
Only
down.
with Perfect Dark. I'm not talking a big game with anything else.
We can go get some Halo.
Different era, man. Yeah.
Well, I was okay with Halo, but
So we got some Metroid Prime, and we're gonna watch the trailer, and then now that Bo's here, I can bring up my topic after we watch this. So Metroid Prime 4 is slated to come out in 2025. So let's take a look at it.
Yeah. I saw this. This looks
as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh my goodness.
Yeah. Finally.
The time has come.
Yeah.
The thing is, honestly, when they started with Mario and Luigi, I was like, how are they going to top this? There has to be something massive at the end of this show because they always bookend the show.
Mhm.
I don't
There
even.
it is.
It looks great. Like the graphics outside of the hood looks amazing.
Wow, look at that.
I love that they're fighting each other.
Well, she's come into a battle, so I think this is the Galactic Federation that's under attack by the space pirates.
Yeah, the Gorgonons.
See right there, they're chasing after a human figure.
Boom. Get roasted, son.
That's dope. See, and that's what I'm saying. Like,
The reflection right
They-
there.
yeah, and like who? It's like who said Nintendo doesn't have shooters? They got Metroid, man. Metroid is so good. Yeah.
So my question is here, does this feel like Halo? Like that just little scene right there where it's like panning up, showing all this foliage, kind of like I'm talking about Halo Combat Evolved, where you're getting this right here. I don't know, that gives me Halo vibes.
Yeah, it feels
See-
Halo. Yeah, I feel you.
I don't
Not
feel
in a
that
bad
way.
way. Not in a bad way. I love Halo, but yeah.
It reminds me. It reminded me immediately of Metroid Prime 1, actually. I don't know why, but something about it just made me feel. I haven't even thought about Halo until you just said that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
But-
how do you feel now?
It still reminds me of Metroid Prime. I mean, they would always have these more open areas like that, and that's what it looks like to me. But
So my question, well, let's talk about, our thoughts and everything. What are your thoughts on Metroid Prime 4? Like, yeah, we got it announced and everything, 2025. Like, seeing this, like, does this move the needle for y'all?
in
For
terms
me,
of
it does.
what?
Like,
like
are
me.
y'all excited for it? Like,
Yeah,
do you
I
want to
am.
play it?
I definitely want to play it.
I've played the first 3, so this has definitely always been on my radar. I knew it was going to be good because, especially after it went back to Retro Studios, Bandai Namco had started developing it, and then they announced it, and then like 4 months later or something, they come out and were like, actually, it's not working out. So
Yeah.
we've rehired Retro to make this game, and I guess Retro showed them some kind of concept to set it, and that convinced them that they were ready to take on a 4th game. And so they just threw everything out and started from scratch. This villain right here, Silax, he was in Metroid Prime Hunters. But we don't really know much about him. He's never been like a huge part of the lore. But can you pause on that? That purple thing?
Yeah.
So the guy who is directing this game, like years ago, did an interview about what he wanted to do with the game, and he mentioned Silax, who's the villain we see. He also mentioned that he wanted time travel to be a component of this game. And so I'm sure you've seen Endgame.
Yeah.
Does that not look like a Mobius strip
Okay.
to you?
Yeah.
And there's a moment in that trailer where I said, hey, it looks like they're chasing after a human, where if you look in the distance, you can see there's something like hovering over a table, and it kind of looks like that, but turned the other way, sideways. It's right after this part. It's right there. It's right. I think it's right in there. It's really small over that table. Right there. Yeah. You see that? Right over the table.
Yeah, the shape of it.
Yeah, it looks like that image, but turned a different direction. And so there's a lot of people speculating that is what the pirates are after, that they want to go back in time to change something or whatever, maybe. But Samus is probably going to have to travel through time. The director really liked Metroid Prime 2's mechanic, where you had you were on one planet, but there were 2 dimensions to the planet, a light side and a dark side.
Yeah.
And so you had to switch between the 2 for your traversal and to get to different areas and to fight different bosses and stuff. And so he's really intrigued by that, and I think that's what he's going to do here. He said it's going to be on a single planet, but with time mechanics. So it could end up being pretty awesome. And what they show off here looks great. I mean, people are saying, is this really running on Switch? Like, they're surprised.
Yeah.
And I know IGN got a third party to do like a test on it and everything, and it is running on Switch. So
I think it is, because I don't think they're ready to reveal Switch 2.
Exactly.
But here's what I'm hoping, since it's coming out next year and we don't have a date. I think it's coming out late next year. But it would not surprise me for this to be a showcase cross-gen game where they show Switch 1 on one side and it running on Switch 2 on the other side, just to show, hey, here's the hardware improvements and what we can push on the Switch 2, because this is the right kind of game to do that with.
Yeah. Kind of like Breath of the Wild and, all that kind of stuff. Well, Breath of the Wild kept getting pushed. It eventually did come out on Wii U, right?
Yeah, they came out the same day, Wii U and Switch, but yeah, it was a cross-gen title as well.
Okay, that's what I thought.
I think that the Wii U, the Switch to the Wii U it's definitely more powerful, but it's not crazy more powerful. I think that this will be a bigger generational leap this time around. So I would love to see, this side by side with the Switch 1 and then really go for it to show off the hardware.
I agree. Murdoch says, as someone who played Metroid 1 on the NES and that's it, I would play this one mainly because of FPS.
So Murdoch, if you enjoyed Metroid 1 and you have a Switch, you should absolutely play Metroid Dread. It is one of my favorite games. Probably it's in the top 10 for sure of the 100 games I've played on Switch.
Wow.
It's an incredible game. It's probably honestly in the top 5. It's such a good game. And it's 2D back and forth, you know, like the original Metroid. But yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, it looks like when that thing, that like the bot or whatever is chasing you, man, it gives you some anxiety.
It does. It's great. It's wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, my question for y'all, and I'm about to start a fight. I can already feel it. Y'all are like hot and heavy on Metroid. All right.
It's good, man.
I'm glad that they announced it. But when I saw the gameplay, I'm like, this looks subpar in what I expect from a shooter. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, compared to
I get
PS5 and Xbox Series X, absolutely.
I'm not even talking about graphically. Like graphically, I think it's a fine looking game, but it just feels kind of pedestrian in the combat side of things.
They do not call this a first person shooter. They call this a first person adventure game. It's never meant. It's not meant to be a first person shooter. It's really not. Like it has shooting mechanics, but she uses her arm cannon for several different things, not just shooting space pirates. And so they don't call it that. It's not meant to be a Halo.
Yeah. Well, why I'm bringing this up is it is in the first person shooter genre. Like it might not be called that, but it's going to be lumped into FPSs. People are going to be
looks
like
that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be like, okay, this is a first-person shooter. This is a first-person shooter. And I know Nintendo games aren't, you know, I'm not even talking about like violent or whatever, but my question is, when we have in the same like span of a week, we get Metroid Prime 4, which I think people are super stoked on because it's been 7 years since the announcement. And then we get also Doom Dark Ages. At the same time, and it's like both of these are old franchises that are getting new life. It's like, which one is going to be the better game? Which one do you think
they're not the same type of game? That's what I'm trying to say.
I understand like technically and all of that, but when you boil it down, it's like that person shoots, that person shoots. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's like, do you think the story, like which one do you like, you know what I mean? Like we're comparing here, regardless, but like which one do you think is going to come out on top? And it might not be like the visceral gameplay that is Dark Ages that is the greatest part of it.
Dark Ages will absolutely sell more, I have no doubt, because Metroid has never sold super well, especially in the West. But this might be the first one that does. Who knows? There's definitely been a lot of hype around this trailer.
Don't get me wrong. Like
they're very different games. They just are. And when you play them, like Metroid is oftentimes much slower because you're exploring, you're not shooting, you're solving puzzles and exploring stuff. And trying to figure out how to get to that area over there that I know I need to get to, but I can't figure out how to right now. It's and then occasionally you end up in combat, and there are boss battles, but it's not the same as Doom. Doom is a totally different kind of game. Doom is completely focused really on just taking down hordes of demons. And so they're not the same in my opinion at all. I wouldn't put them in the same genre. Obviously you have a weapon out in front of you, but aside from that, they're completely different to me.
Yeah, that's fair, because think about it this way, like Doom is more skill based, whereas Metroid, it locks on for you. Like it's not, I wouldn't look at it as to like I wouldn't.
Right there, it's locked on. Right there, she's locked on.
It's locked on. Like it's not. I think I agree with Bo. I don't think it's supposed to. It's more focused on like the adventure aspect.
Right here,
the
she's
wonder.
scanning. You scan a lot of. You stop to scan and read about this and that and the other in these games.
Yeah, it's a little.
and-
It's intended to be just a different kind of experience. Yeah, I would agree with that. I definitely don't buy this because I'm like, oh, I want to have a challenge in terms of like. I mean, it can be a challenge. Don't get me wrong. I'm sure. Just see the way that they implement like some of the mechanics. But the way Doom is, it's almost like an unfair comparison. It's like trying to compare, like,
I think
it's like trying to, like, go ahead, and then I'll give you the comparison.
Well, I think that this trailer maybe is part of the confusion because it's very action packed, and I think they needed to do that to just because it's like hypes you up, right?
Yeah.
And there's definitely action in Metroid Prime, but it's not like Doom. And this the trailers make it kind of look like maybe it's more like Doom.
Yeah.
But it's not, it's just not that kind of game. So they picked out some action sequences that they showed off to let you see how fluid it is and how you're gonna, move and some of those more exciting moments of the game. But there's gonna be a lot of slower parts of the game too that Doom just doesn't have.
There's puzzles, there's back tracing, there's all types of stuff. Whereas Doom, the whole game is just all about, skill-based mechanics, shooting, all that stuff. Yeah. It's like trying to say, it's almost like trying to compare an adventure game that you would get, like a typical adventure game, to like Uncharted. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like fundamentally, Uncharted is focused on the investigation of where you're going and the story. Whereas, with maybe like typical, like just like, let's say 3D adventure games, you're focused more on the gameplay and just enjoying the experience, Yeah.
So my question, and like I feel like y'all have made the case really well here, that it is like there are slower moments in this trailer, and I think that's for me, it was like, okay, this isn't like as action packed or whatever. But looking at the trailer a few times, it kind of gives me Arkham vibes, where you're investigating, you're scanning things, you're taking your time to go through these levels. Yes, there's combat, but that's not the main point of it. Would y'all see it more that way? It's like, it might be first person, but it's not going to be, high octane, kind of gameplay.
Yeah. From what I remember playing it on the GameCube, Metroid is a lot of like, just take a moment and look around, like observe the environment, absorb things, really take your time and see like what's going on. I never really like felt that with Doom. I kind of just want to keep like killing things,
Absolutely. I think high octane is a great way to describe Doom. Metroid is like, there are like, you're trying to find the right path to get to your destination, and a lot of times those paths are hidden, and there's you have to observe things, you have to scan things, you have to use as you gain more abilities throughout the game, you have to use all of them to complete your objectives, and so there's a lot of pausing and thinking and looking and exploring and backtracking, because as you gain abilities, new things will open up to you that you need to get to gain other new abilities so that you can reach your final goal and the final boss. They're just different games.
That's why I kind of like, I know the whole Metroidvania like style games, but it looking at it, and like the more you talk about it, again, the only time I played Metroid was at Walmart, back in the day. So I never really got into the series. But the way you're describing it is exactly the gameplay loop of Batman Arkham Asylum, where it's like you are finding different things. It's like, oh, well, I don't have this ability yet. And then when you get that ability, you're like, oh, that room back there. And then you backtrack, and then you have the little gel and, and you blow up the wall or whatever. And I think the reason why I wanted to bring it up, and Amy's like, Zach, you starting something? That's how this works. But it's like, when you compare these two, it's like, wow, this one, like, yes, it's on Switch, but I don't like to just discount something because it's on a certain console. I like to, and that's why having this kind of discussion, it's like, yeah, it's a totally different game. Yes, it might look like a first person shooter, but it's not. That's not its sole mode of communicating the game and everything.
It would be like you
Well,
play Metal Gear, right?
Mhm.
Okay, it's like if you call Metal Gear a shooter.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Yes, it
Yeah.
has shooting mechanics, but it's not a shooter. It's way more, kind of like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know that I would compare it to Arkham Asylum. I think those were fair things that you said there. So there are some elements that are similar. I don't know. I've never thought of it that way before.
Well, everyone think about it. When everyone calls when people say a game has Metroid elements, Metroid is known for the backtracking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's just what it's known for. It's not known as this like fast-paced, like skill-based game. It is like no fan of the series is going to tell you, yeah, when you play Metroid, you better be hopped up on G Fuel, man. You better get a pro controller. No one's saying that. You know what I'm saying that. You know what I mean? But when you play Doom, it's like, yeah, you need to like focus. Yeah, you actually do need to try. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Because even like you think about the newer God of War, like both of those games have Metroidvania style gameplay.
Right.
You know, it's
exactly.
you get different, weapons or abilities and all of that, and that opens up new paths.
Yeah.
So
that's where you can see that's where the term was coined, was from Metroidvania. Castlevania, Metroid, they were infamously known for the backtracking and the travel, and almost like you got to take notes. Like, all right, I remember this place I can't go to. I got to go back. So yeah.
So on that point, one of the things that has always driven me crazy about the Prime games is the map itself and how the maps work. And so they didn't show that in this trailer. I'm really interested to see if they did anything different or if it's kind of the way it has been in the past in terms of its map. Because sometimes I would get really confused looking at the map about where I was and where I was supposed to be going. But
like backtracking was a nightmare because it's like you feel like you're almost in a maze kind of deal. But
it is a maze.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm sure they'll clean it up and make it maybe more seamless, but you're going to be backtracking. Come on, let's be honest. This is Metroid.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what they do.
Yeah, you hear stories about the original game, and maybe Saint Murdoch is one of these people. The original game, how people actually they would get out pen and paper and map out the whole game because it was so hard to remember where you were and where you were supposed to be going.
Yeah,
and
literally.
so as you would unlock a new area, you would draw that into the map. It
was a lesson on land navigation.
They get to join Lewis and Clark on their expeditions next time.
Yeah, like a lot of people don't know how to read maps, so you could just be like, no, I just played Metroid, man.
Yeah.
You see the topography over there?
Yeah, literally.
I love it. Nintendo Power Magazine, that brings me back.
They probably had a map in there.
Probably.
Yeah, right.
One last trailer for the night before we get into a little bit of PlayStation news and wrap up the show. But this one I was not expecting. Again, I feel like that is the theme of the show. I was not expecting this. And it is a new Zelda game, Echoes of Wisdom, coming out September 26th. And we got to watch the trailer because this thing is right up my alley.
Oh yeah, it is. This is a Zach game, as some say.
I just love he's like just throwing the cloak off.
Dang. Porky got wrecked. My goodness.
That's not all, folks. Poor Link.
For real. I don't know why it's reminding me of Lego games a little bit. I don't know why. No.
Because of their shiny heads.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everyone's so nice and polished.
Oh, I love that little.
Yeah,
there.
it's nice. It's nice.
Hello, everyone. I'm Eiji Aonuma, producer of The Legend
You know
of
the
Zelda
game
series.
slaps when they put the Japanese guy on, man.
What you just saw was the latest installment, The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. This
If
time
he don't
around,
speak English, the
Link
game's
has
gonna be
vanished
good. That's all you need to know.
It's up to Princess Zelda to step into the protagonist role. You might be thinking,
It's true,
"Can
though.
Zelda fight with
That's what I'm
Zelda?"
saying.
Oh, this will be good for sure.
Here, we wanted
Yeah.
to create a new gameplay style that breaks conventions seen in past Legend of Zelda games with a top-down perspective. To explain more, please take a look at this video.
This is the stuff that excites me. Is the different play style.
Yeah.
And have taken many people, including Link. Now
The tides have
alone,
turned.
Zelda meets the fairy Tri, receives a mysterious staff called the Tri-Rod, and sets off on a journey across Hyrule
yeah.
to save her kingdom.
Yeah, yeah. Could have been a better
By waving
name.
the Tri-Rod
Yeah.
at a table she
Well-
found, Zelda learned how to create an imitation of it called
One,
an
why was
echo.
Zelda in the
Once
prison?
you learn an echo of something, you can recreate
So many
it
questions.
whenever you'd like.
But I do
Even
like
if
the
there's a
cloning thing.
wall blocking your path, you can create echoes of tables to get a leg up. Just like
4 of
that.
them.
Okay.
You can create
So-
wooden boxes, old beds, and
Why old
unusual
beds? Why
things
not-
like water blocks.
Why do they have to be old?
You can use them separately or together.
I don't want to stand on
It's
some old
entirely up to
mattress.
you.
Wow, here's this
Old,
rod. What does it do?
dirty
You can make
mattress.
old
Things you find
furniture.
while exploring Hyrule.
Awesome. What's your superpower? I can make old furniture.
Y'all just hating over here.
The physics there don't even make sense on those
Even
beds right there.
battles will look
Where they're
different.
stacked. Yeah.
You could pick up and throw a rock echo, for example.
Yeah, you can.
That's not all of it. You can
She could
also
not pick
create
up that boulder. That
echoes
thing
of
was bigger than
monsters.
her.
It's an
After this,
echo.
They'll fight by your side.
It seemed to knock that guy over pretty quick.
Hey,
Monsters have
the
different
physics
abilities,
change once it
so
leaves
choose
her
the one you
hands.
want to create based on the situation.
That's cool.
Wisdom is key, after all.
Okay,
No.
I get what they're saying. Like,
Yeah.
you actually got to think. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
In a Hyrule without Link, the fate of the kingdom is now in Zelda's hands.
How was that? I hope you enjoyed this demonstration of the Echo ability, which channels Princess Zelda's wisdom. There are a lot of echoes in this game. To be honest, I haven't counted them all yet. How
No
you solve
one's counted
puzzles and
them.
battle enemies will change depending on the echoes used. In short, we've created a game where each
We're
player's
burning down
experience
rainforests.
Ah, yes.
The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom launches September 26th. A Nintendo
Man, that's
Switch
actually
Lite
soon.
system inspired by the Legend of
Mhm.
Zelda
That's a-
series will
it's
also
a good-looking
be available
Switch.
at launch. We
Yeah,
hope
right?
you're looking forward to playing as Zelda.
But
in
it's
this
like
new
at this
adventure.
point, I wouldn't buy a Switch personally.
Collectors will though.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Collectors and
Yeah,
Zelda
yeah.
fans, hardcore
Oh, yeah.
fans will buy that. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's why they're doing it. So
Thoughts?
I was shaking my head earlier because it's called the Tri-Rod, but it's literally a double helix. Like there's only two parts to the rod, to the Tri-Rod.
yeah, but there's
and-
the base. There's the
No,
base.
It's intertwined. It's like two strands that are
Mm.
intertwined up, and
But the magic comes from within, so it's try. You also have
The
to
tri-
try.
Zach is trying to
it's-
save it so bad.
it's
dude.
the
You can't.
Triforce. It's a play off the
That's-
Triforce, I'm sure, but it just cracked me up because I was like, that's not a tri wand or whatever. I don't know. Anyway, and then the old bed thing really cracks me up.
No.
Would you want to
But-
step on a new bed though?
Oh yeah, absolutely, much more so than an old bed. I don't know where that thing's been.
Yeah, right.
Anyway,
Imagine,
I think as much as I'm making fun of it, I think this looks absolutely fantastic. And it's, you know, they remade Link's Awakening a few years ago, and it looks
Mhm.
like this. And they probably are using the same engine, some of the same assets, maybe even that they to develop this game and to make it go a little faster. And I think it looks great. I love the claymation style. And people have been wanting to play as Zelda for years, decades.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
so they're finally going to get a game where they can do that. I think it's really interesting that a Princess Peach game came out this year as well. But you know, I love that they were able to keep this a secret until now, and it's coming out in September. And
Yeah.
interestingly, Link's Awakening also came out in September, if I remember correctly. I can't remember what year it was, like 2019, I think. But it came out in September as well, I believe. And so I don't know, just kind of fun. I like it. I like that it's something different than Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild. You know, it really harkens back to the DS days in a lot of ways, and 3DS Zelda games with that top-down style. And I think that if you're going to, I think it's good to mix it up. I think there should be variety within the franchise, just so people don't get tired of one thing. And so I think this is going to be a really great game. And I see there that Joe Cool says it reminds him of Scribblenauts, and that's it does kind of a little bit remind you of Scribblenauts, yeah. Just with the way you can recreate things and pull things that aren't there into the level. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool mechanic. I wonder how many things you can have, because they showed her scrolling through a menu in a straight line. And man, I don't know. He said he hadn't counted how many items there were, but if you've got 100 items, it could take a while to scroll through a straight line.
Yeah.
So I hope that's figured out, so that you don't have to look and look for what you're needing.
Maybe a favorite system, or it sorts it by like household items, or something like that to make it a little bit easier.
Absolutely.
Yugi, thoughts?
Oh, I love it. I love the concept. I love the idea. I really feel like we are lacking in the chic department of Zelda, because you know what I mean. She did have her disguise where, you know, she can. So, that would have definitely sold me. But I'll be keeping an eye on this game. I mean, it looks fun, but am I gonna do backflip for it? Probably not. But it does look fun. It does look fun.
I don't know if it looks dark enough for chic, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's a little too bright.
Yeah,
it's all. It looks like it's all done in the daylight. Like
like it looks like little toys in my mom's china cabinet. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like it doesn't look like something like that. But that'd be cool to see something like that though in the future. But hey, man, I mean, this is just. I mean, how many? Yeah, have we even ever had a Zelda mainstay?
So.
No, this is the first, literally.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure, unless you count like I think she might have been she's playable in Smash, right? So you could say that. But other than that, I don't know that we've ever had her as a playable character. Maybe in Hyrule Warriors, maybe she was, but I've never played that game.
Yeah, I think she was one of the heroes in that.
I feel like she was.
Yeah, so it could be the start of something good.
It's a different kind of game too, and
exactly.
If this sells well, I would not be surprised at all to see them do more Zelda-led games, because she is part of the Triforce in the series. Like she has powers and stuff too. She's a part of all that, and so it would be cool to see other games led by her, or maybe co-op games where you play as her and Link or something. That would be neat.
If she's part of the Triforce and she's got a wand that has two parts, so then it's the Tri-Wand. Just saying.
Just stop. Just
that sounds like an Asian country.
if y'all want to play Foam Stars with Bo, y'all go over to his channel. But while you wait for Bo to get on some Foam Stars, let's talk about Coffee Brand Coffee. We got some exceptional quality coffee with no politics and no gimmicks. There's over 4,000 verified reviews, and most of those are 5 out of 5. They got 12 coffee blends, 12 organic teas, 3 hot cocoa flavors, and they also have cold brew and K-Cups, and they've introduced reusable K-Cups. So if you've got a blend that you like at your house as well, you can get a K-Cup reusable one. They're like $5. They're super cheap. So, go check it out. They got some awesome standout blends. Y'all like some marshmallow hot cocoa when it's cold outside? I know it's summer, but just imagine that it's cold outside right now. Doesn't that sound delicious?
It does.
The biscotti oolong tea, the blueberry cobbler flavor. Like, who doesn't like blueberry cobbler?
Sick people.
Bo, exactly. Sick people.
I don't like cooked fruit. I don't like cooked fruit of any kind. I don't like it.
Well, in this ad, Bo loves blueberry cobbler.
It's amazing. It's the best I've ever had.
Yeah, so elevate your coffee experience with Coffee Brand Coffee. Use code NerdCave at checkout or the link in the description below to get 5% off your order today.
Outstanding.
So I don't drink coffee at all, ever.
Little secret. I don't drink coffee. Amy drinks coffee. She's the coffee drinker in our house. So
there you go.
I had to partner with a coffee brand to support her habit. It is iced coffee summer. Exactly. Joe says, I'll drink anything hot or cold. I don't care what the temperature is outside. There you go. Joe's a real man.
He is.
Yeah, he don't play. He'll sweat it out.
Yeah. Now I'm the same way with cold drinks. Like I'll drink cold drinks when it's 32 degrees outside. I'll eat ice cream when it's freezing. Like I don't care. Up in here.
Yeah, ice cream's really good.
You can't go wrong with ice cream.
You can't go wrong with ice cream. And you know what you can't go wrong with is some PlayStation news. We got one story and some quickies. So let's jump into it. Blue Point Games confirms it is still working on an original title. So Blue Point has reaffirmed it's working on an original title, and the team is emphasizing that they're taking time to sharpen their skills, and details will come when the time is right, which I think this is kind of PlayStation's playbook overall these days. It's like we'll announce it, especially after the whole Last of Us multiplayer debacle that we just finally got through. So I don't blame them at all. So the project could be a new IP or an existing property, and Blue Point announced this original content back in October of 2021, and PlayStation officially acquired Blue Point in September of 2021. And if you don't know who this developer is, they are the remake developers of Shadow of the Colossus and Demon Souls, which came out at the launch of the PlayStation 5. So they're great at remaking games. Like, this is why it all matters. They're great at remaking games, but we haven't actually seen them make something of their own. So yeah. I'm kind of, it's like, if I was setting them up for success, I would put them in a universe that's already established to see how they do with a new game.
Yeah, true.
What do y'all think?
True. Yeah, that sounds perfect.
I think it depends on if they had an original idea and pitched it, and that's why they're doing their own thing. If they came to Sony and said we want to make this game, I say let them make it. If Sony went to them and said we want you to make an original game, then I would say Sony needs to say, we want you to take this franchise and see what you can do with it. But it will be interesting because it is one thing to remake a game that's already there and exists, and the lore's there and the story's there and all of the stuff, you're just remaking it, copying it, but making it look better. It's totally different to create something from scratch and completely. And so it will be interesting to see how it all pans out for them.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. like Blue Point's games are amazing. Like they are really great at remakes. So I just want something good. What would y'all
Right,
want to see out of Blue Point? What is like your dream project for them?
Good question, man. I mean, so you're saying, because I like what you said, you think it would be better if they did an original title, but with an established franchise, essentially?
Yeah.
I would like to see, I mean, this is just something I would like to see in general, but I guess if you're going established franchise, I would like to see a new Daxter game.
Mm.
We haven't seen one of those in a long time, and it's
That'd
third
be cool.
person, and you know, it would not need to be like hyper realistic. It would be more cartoony, and I think that they could do a really good job with something like that.
Yeah. I was gonna say that. Yeah, that's perfect. I was gonna go gung ho and be like Resistance, but no, or like Killzone, you know. But no, I'm dreaming big now.
Well, we had the Sly Cooper game that never came out. Like it was said that they were going to have it, and then they closed down that studio, if I remember right. So it could be a Jack and Dexter. It could be that Sly Cooper game that we never got.
That'd be cool.
For me, I would like to see a Legends of Dragoon sequel. If y'all are privy of the time, it was kind of like a Final Fantasy-esque game back on the PlayStation 1, where when you went into combat, you could literally transform into like, it was like almost like Power Rangers dragon kind of thing. Like you had wings and you could do different, moves and all of that. Like it was super, super cool. They only made one game, but it was awesome. And anytime anyone talks about Legends of Dragoon, everybody loves it. So I would love to see that, but I highly doubt that that's going to be what it is.
Yeah.
So
that'd be cool though.
Yeah, it would be super dope. I'm trying to think of franchises within the PlayStation wheelhouse. I don't think it would be something like SOCOM, just because that's not something that they're known for as first person shooters. They are known for, like Bo was saying, third person games. You think about Shadow of the Colossus or Demon Souls. I don't think it could be, I doubt it. It could be a Bloodborne 2, but I feel like From Software would be working heavily with them on that. So I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, I think Bo's might be more on point.
Yeah.
For your first time doing something original, that's all I'm saying is, I feel like that would be not an easy game to make, but just maybe less pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because the story doesn't have to be super serious. It can be a little more goofy, and the art style is a little more goofy. And I feel like there's just less pressure with that for your first original game.
True.
I like
Take some more creative liberties and stuff.
Well, it's time for the PlayStation Quickies. Do either one of you fine gentlemen want to read the PlayStation Quickies tonight?
Sure, I could do it.
Boom.
Let me help you out. PlayStation Quickies. Okay, what do we got? Okay, PlayStation's rolling out an update to allow players to join Discord chat directly from their PlayStation 5, so you can yap it up straight from your PS5. Oh, it's out now.
I got a notification about it like a couple of hours ago. Yeah.
Nice. There you go. All right, enjoy that. PlayStation Portal update is out now. Adds a sign-in screen to support for public Wi-Fi networks and more. Wow, that's a little late to the party for that. PlayStation will reportedly skip Gamescom once again because they think they're the cool guys. Hidetaka Miyazaki says From Software dev wants a Bloodborne PC port. Yes, please.
Everybody does.
Yeah, like, what are you doing? He reflects on Bloodborne, saying it's a special game for me and had a challenging development cycle. And that's what I suspected too, man, because everyone and a mama wants a Bloodborne 2 or something back from Bloodborne. And I imagine, that, there's a story there for sure. but it's almost like cult-like. The fans of Bloodborne, I'm telling you, it's like something comes over them when you bring it up.
A lot of people would just be happy with a 60 FPS patch of that game.
Yes, yes. And people are going above and beyond just to have that. So yeah, no, please bring it to PC with mod support, and there you go. You won the gaming community.
Oh yeah.
For sure. Stellar Blade PS Plus Premium trial is now available. I can't say I'm surprised. Sea of Thieves was the most downloaded PS5 game in May. That's interesting. Wonder how that. Okay, that's very interesting.
Spencer's like, da la 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 bill, y'all.
He's like, that's it. Come on, guys. Halo on PlayStation. Let's do it. No,
How many of the top 20 games were Xbox games? Do you
17.
remember? 17, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah. Of the top
17
25.
of the top 20, 25. Okay, yeah. That's crazy.
that is crazy.
Anyway, sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good. You're good. The Final Fantasy VII Rebirth co-director says the trilogy ending will surpass the original PS1 game. Some people say it already has. Some people love FF7, like the remake, so much because of the things that it added that I think that's not far-fetched to say. It says Arrowhead CEO confirms Helldivers 2 won't be getting a bespoke co-op story mode. I don't know what that means. You might know more about that, Zach. Bespoke?
So it's not going to get like a handcrafted like co-op mode.
Oh, okay.
That's what it means.
Yeah, no, come on. We don't got time for that. What are we talking about unless it's Liberty?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, come on. We don't got time to
like an automaton over there.
Yeah. Fire Sprite Studios confirms layoffs. Unfortunately, sorry about that. Until Dawn movie cast star ensemble, including Ella Rubin. Okay, I don't know where she's from, but hey, good for her. Sony confirms Uncharted movie sequel is in development. Okay, and Astrobot has over 150 PlayStation character cameos. That's cool.
That's
cool.
insane.
That's really cool. I like that.
And they're wanting to add even more in like the DLC side of things.
Yeah.
That's I
awesome.
don't know who Ella Rubin is as well. Like I'm looking at her.
She makes really good sandwiches. That's what I heard.
Really?
She's been in Gossip Girl. The Idea of You, Masters of the Air. I don't know any of these.
Hey, happy for you, ma'am. You know,
keep crushing it.
Keep doing your thing, man.
Keep crushing it.
Yeah.
Guys, it's time for the Patreon Quick Hits. The Patreon Quick Hits are brought to you by our wonderful patrons. You can go support the Nerd Cave by getting your very own Nerd Cave membership. Are they
Do
exclusive?
it.
No, you can get one right now.
Do it.
And it will help us to keep making awesome shows just like this one. Eat, Sleep, Anime, Car Thoughts, the sensational, worldwide renowned Car Thoughts that everyone is dying for Tuesday to come because they've had nothing good going on in their lives until Car Thoughts go out each and every Tuesday.
Yeah.
What are you doing with your life? Isn't that right, Bo?
It's totally right. I still am so impressed. You can talk for 20 minutes with no script and no one having a conversation with you. I don't know how you do that. It's incredible.
It's very impressive.
I just like hearing my voice, I guess. I don't know. You can become part of the ship, part of the crew over on patreon.com/nerdcave. So you keep in on all of that. Help the lights and mics on. Okay. Help keep the lights and mics on. Patreon Quick Hits. Of course, Derek's going to just like dump all of these in here. Am I throwing Derek under the bus? Maybe I am. Here we go. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater has visual filter to recreate the 2004 original. Is playable in both control schemes. That's pretty nice because I know a lot of people are like, don't change anything. And I'm like, tank controls suck. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
like,
they do. Yeah, so bad.
It's like I don't want to go back. I want it to feel good. The Final Fantasy Tactics remaster reportedly does exist and will be coming out. Ubisoft confirms Assassin's Creed Shadows has balanced approach. Most content can be played by either character.
Okay, cool.
Life is Strange Double Exposure respects whichever ending you chose in the original Life is Strange. That was one of the biggest questions that I had about this, because I saved my best friend. I saved my best friend from this horrible tornado. Half the people are not going to know what I'm talking about, and you're probably not going to play it. So it came out in 2015. If you were going to play it, you would have played it by now. But I saved her. And then I know people that didn't save their best friend. And I'm like, I'm not going to be your best friend because you wouldn't save me if you had superpowers. It's like, come on. Come on. It's like, I don't care if they're trash. I'm still going to save my best friend. You know?
Right.
Good for
Absolutely,
you.
absolutely.
You know? Lollipop Chainsaw Repop launches September 25th, and they're apparently adding new content to that as well. Guilty Gear anime adaptation called Dual Rulers has been announced. Jaxbox finally announced a free mega picker to unify all its games. That's cool. I'm wondering if that's going to just be on like PC, or will that be coming to consoles as well?
Yeah.
Warcraft general manager John Haidt leaves Blizzard after 12 years. Paradox officially cancels its long-delayed The Sims competitor Life by You. Paradox shuts down Tectonic after canceling Life by You. Our thoughts go out to all those affected to that closure. Wizards with a Gun studio shuts down. That is a really cool name, but now it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? It's unfortunate.
You know, like, how boss do you have to be a wizard with a gun? It's like,
It's a big deal.
I could curse you, I could do all these things, but I'm just gonna fill you full of lead.
Yep. That's it.
Sounds like Avowed.
Yeah.
Avowed is a wizard with a gun.
Pisces Interactive, the studio behind Alone in the Dark reboot, has been shut down. Derek's just putting all of the bad news right in the middle.
Yeah, right.
In the same year that EA cut 700 jobs, its CEO earned $25 million. What are you doing?
For
What are
real.
you doing?
They need to be taking a page out of Nintendo's book, is what they need to be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
All of these companies doing all this layoff stuff.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Andrew Wilson, like, he's been the CEO for quite a while over there. He's not as bad as Bobby Kotick, but pretty bad. Pretty bad.
And I'm not even saying that a CEO shouldn't be paid more.
Yeah.
That makes sense, but that's a lot of money, and I don't.
Yeah.
Nobody needs that much money.
Yeah.
No.
It's like, how many people could you have kept if
Right.
you would have taken something like Iwata? Like, he was all about that. Like, he's like, I would
Yeah.
rather take a pay cut because no one's going to be able to make good games
If they're worried about being fired. Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, Miyazaki won't allow layoffs at From Software as long as he is in charge, and he even quoted Iwata's, comment on that. So,
Yeah.
good job, Miyazaki.
Yeah.
Dino Crisis sequel listed as most wanted on Capcom's Super Election poll. Yacht Club Games reveals new Shovel Knight update, including a brand new game. Let's go. Shovel Knight's awesome. Deliver Us Home Kickstarter is off to a great start with 50% funded in 6 days. Forza Horizon 5 adds iconic cars from Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, Knight Rider. A Quiet Place game breaks sales with first reveal trailer. There's a misspelling there. Sorry, guys. Report live action Street Fighter movie looking for a new director as Talk to Me filmmakers exit. As long as it's better than the Jean-Claude Van Damme one. That one was rough. Bo, did you ever watch it?
Didn't we just get a Mortal Kombat movie?
No, this is
Yeah.
a Street Fighter.
Oh, Street Fighter. Sorry.
Yeah, we got Mortal Kombat 1, which apparently did really well. I haven't watched it. They're already making the second one. So, I don't know. Street Fighter, I feel like it could be made into it, but I feel like it's also slightly cheesy compared to like a Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, I never saw the old one. I don't know.
Oh, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. Like going to Chick-fil-A and they're out of everything. It's a pleasure.
Yes, sir.
Overwatch 2 teases Transformers collab for Season 11. The next Lords of the Fallen game has been confirmed for 2026. Alan Wake 2 photo mode is now available. Metacritic reveals Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree is the highest rated DLC ever. WWE 2K24 gives players an early glimpse at DLC character Post Malone.
Wait, what? No,
You gotta make that money, honey. Gotta make that
bro.
money.
What?
Uh,
What is going on?
the metaverse, the
Yeah.
omniverse. I'm curious what this looks like. Post Malone.
WWE. What in the world?
Let's see. They
There's
have-
no way.
Where's the?
That's got to be a joke.
There's no picture of it as of at the moment. I hope that it is his original music video where he's like wearing like the jorts that are like cut off and like if you've never seen Post Malone's original music video, it's top tier. Final Fantasy creators Apple Arcade exclusive Fantasia Neo Dimension arrives on Switch this holiday.
Fantasian. It's Fantasian, not Fantasia. It's Fantasian.
Why we got to make these game names so weird? Like, why can't
For
it be
real.
Bob the Builder 6?
It's a really cool game. I've played some of it, not all of it. I didn't finish it, but they actually made physical dioramas of all the levels, like real world dioramas of everything. And they took photos of all of it and photorealistically put the dioramas in the game. And then they have their hand drawn or their drawn characters run around these dioramas that they made in the real world. And so it has a really unique art style to it.
Huh. That is pretty cool. Mystery in Monolith. Bo's got me questioning how to read over here. Mystery in Monolith, a free Illusion Island update is out now. Hello Kitty Island adventure coming to Switch and PC in 2025. My wife will be playing that, I already know. Marvel vs. Capcom collection is launching later this year. Ace Attorney Investigation collection announced and launches September 6th. September is looking thick with
For
two
real.
Q's. Metroid Zero Mission, Perfect Dark, Zelda A Link to the Past, plus Four Swords, and Turok Dinosaur Hunter is now out for Switch Online, plus the expansion pass. Nintendo Switch Sports adding basketball in free update. Got to play some basketball, y'all. Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D is coming out on Switch on November 14th, and Dragon Quest 1 and 2 will follow in 2025. Apple pauses work on Vision Pro successor, focusing on releasing a cheaper model, which I think is the right way to do it because it's a cool piece of tech, but it is stupid expensive. Like that's like
It is really cool. I went and tried one on in the store and did the demo. You have to make an appointment for it. And I went and did that, and it's about a 20-minute demo, and it is really cool, but it's way too expensive for most people, and I don't think there's enough to it yet to really justify the cost.
Yeah,
but I know a lot of R&D went into it to making it as good as it is. So
yeah, I definitely want to try it out. My boss at my job said if I could justify it, they would buy me one.
Well, you could put up multiple monitors for editing all around you, man, and they stay right where you put them. It's pretty cool.
Maybe. NetherRealm delays Farah cameo launch, announces Takeda will enter early access on July 23rd. Todd Howard comes out on stage and rules out Fallout 1 and 2 remakes. Bethesda doesn't feel the need to rush Fallout 5 in the wake of the TV show success. And Bethesda isn't walking away from Starfield. It's planning a second story expansion for year 2. There we go. That is the news, everybody. We hope that you enjoyed it. Let us know what your favorite story was. We talked about a lot of games tonight, gents.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot of games tonight, and my personal favorite, God of War Ragnarok. Still
Because
can't
of
beat
course
it.
it is.
That was a
Still
really
Yeah,
great, really great
I'm really
discussion we
happy
had
I-
on that one.
Yeah, I'm really happy I came, man, because when I saw that there's a Marvel vs. Capcom collection and 2's in there with no rollback netcode, they're probably gonna put it at Evo then. If not, yeah, most likely next year. Because that
Yeah.
game's that game's
would be
fan
cool.
base is insane. Yeah, I
That would
wouldn't
be
be
really
surprised
cool.
if it comes back again. It usually used to be for a long time. It'll probably come back now. That's gonna be big in the fighting game community, so I'm excited for them.
But
To get
it's
Marvel
not.
vs. Capcom 2, that's huge.
But it's not coming to Xbox
It's not.
for some weird reason. It's not coming to Xbox, and
Dang, that's messed up.
no one knows why either. It's like, what's going on over here?
Yeah,
I bet it will. I bet it will.
it should. Yeah, that makes no sense.
This might be the.
Don't they have Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake in Game Pass right now? Like,
Well,
yeah,
and I know they have Monster Hunter Rise in Game Pass right
Mhm.
now. So it's not like Capcom and Xbox aren't getting along.
I think that
So-
they're trying to probably work out a deal for Game
Game
Pass.
Pass. Yeah, that
So
would
that's
make
why
sense.
they didn't like put anything out. But yeah, like the Xbox community is like up in arms about.
Yeah, just be patient. Just be patient, guys. There's no reason for them to leave that out.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, it makes no sense.
Bo, I don't know any gamer that's patient. Look at the whole cyberpunk dilemma
pretty
that we
patient.
went through.
Yeah.
Well, you are an exception to the rule.
Yeah, I am pretty exceptional. That's true.
You are.
Outstanding.
You are. You're exceptional, Bo. You're
That's really
exceptional.
weird. Yeah, it's even on Switch, PS4, and Steam. Dang.
Yeah. Joe's got some good news. So big news is that my mom officially adopted her foster boys today. Let's go. I don't have my button,
Congratulations.
but that is so
Oh,
dope,
great.
man.
Yeah, man.
That is
yeah,
good
man.
news.
I know that's
Officially
been,
have brothers. Congratulations.
yeah, man. I know that's been a journey, but I'm very, very happy for y'all. GG's, exactly, Murdoch. GG's in the chat, y'all. Y'all show Joe some love in the chat, Rooney. All right, it's that time of the show. Yugi, what you got going on over on the old channel, Rooney?
Looking to come back next week. Like I said, God willing, everything works out and I got no issues. I should be able to get back to streaming and playing some games.
Let's go.
So you can catch me at Yugi601 everywhere with, an underscore or no, depending. But yeah, definitely later this year is going to be so good. So man, yeah, no shortage of content there.
100%. Bo, how's it going over on Bo Knows Gaming? Didn't you just break 3,000?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, this past Sunday morning. Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. Super excited about that and humbled that there would be 3,000 people that would want to watch anything that I say. But yeah, really excited and looking forward to, whatever the next milestone is. And as far as content, I've got a video on a retro handheld called, it's a ridiculous name, but it's the Pow Kitty the Pow Kitty the Pow Kitty RGB10 Max 3. It's totally a stupid name, but it's got a really great 16:9 5-inch display and plays pretty much everything up through PSP. Pretty cool little handheld, and it's coming out at 8 in the morning. That review of that is, or 8 Eastern time in the morning. And then next week I have a couple of things I think come in, another handheld and a mobile gaming controller review that I've got coming out next week. So
dope.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yes, I saw the image of that handheld you're talking about, that screen, that real estate, that I was like,
yeah,
that sounds pretty nice. So
For real.
Well,
Yeah,
I know what I'll be
it's cool.
watching in the morning.
Yes, sir.
I know what I'll be watching in the morning. Well, everybody, thank y'all so much for being here. We'll be back with more content throughout next week. And of course, we'll have Nerd Cave News. And the plan, just so everyone knows, is Saturday. We're going to be trying to do next Saturday, not this one, next Saturday, we're going to be doing Eat Sleep Anime over on the Patreon. So go over there, support, guys, and go subscribe to Yugi601. Go subscribe to Bode Knows Gaming. And if you don't like democracy.
And you don't want to not like democracy.
Yeah.
You really don't. I mean,
You
that's
know,
pretty
what
true.
happens to those who don't like it.
Yeah. Treat you like the automatons. Guys, thank y'all for being on. Y'all have a blessed week. We'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.